But we'll go on Rev Says Desu, talking about the stuff going on with Ananta. And again, PS5 game.
Whenever there's something good and promising on the horizon, people start seething about it. They find any reason to be upset, and that's happening once again with the upcoming release of an open world RPG named Ananta. Now, despite the controversy we're going to look at
it's
today,
Ananta.
overall there's a lot
I
of
still
support.
can.
You can see the latest
I don't think I can say it right.
uploaded 5 days ago. It has nearly 3 million views on this trailer alone, and also you can see the like to dislike ratio. People are very impressed, and I'll let the trailer play a little bit.
Dude, that's a lot of people likes this. Holy shit!
Labeled this the anime Grand Theft Auto, and for good reason. But it goes beyond that. It appears that they have taken a lot of successful aspects of other games and mashed it into this one game, which normally sounds very exciting, right? But of course, we live in times where people want to be miserable about everything, and here you have anime girls plus fun. Yeah, that makes the usual suspects seethe in anger, including games journalists and shills on social media who are trying to not only disparage this game, but also are encouraging Sony to try to take this down with legal action. The same type of people who cheer on Pale World and are condemning Nintendo.
That's crazy. This is very interesting.
But anyways, there's a lot to look at with this game. Like I said, a lot of aspects. I think a lot of people are sold alone with a cute anime girl wearing yoga pants, dropping bombs from behind the three-point line. But anyways, this has a lot of aspects. I can't go through all of them, but there's one component of the game where you can
like the way how we just talked about that too. Not everyone likes anime. That is fair. That is fair, but there's some people that do like it. You gotta remember that, man. You gotta be more open-minded. I'm usually really open-minded with a lot of stuff, but you know, just some people just can't do it, man. Not many people can do it though. But the game does look pretty good with gameplay-wise from other stuff that they got from Sony and being published by Sony at the same time, which is very weird. Interesting time.
Boy howdy, can I not wait for the amount of people calling users and participants of the system incels, predators, fascists. And you go, how would they call them fascists? Well, it's 2025, okay? They'll find a way to call people
it's
X.
For playing what's X? You mean Twitter?
Of this game.
Dude,
anyways, good news
Midnight, why the fuck did you call X? How dare you say that? That like literally triggers me a little bit. God damn it.
Sort of confirmation that this was a gacha game. They never came out and said this was going to be a gacha game, but a lot of journalists.
Dude, it's not even a gacha game too. You're just paying like, I don't even know how much you're gonna pay for it, because you know they gotta make some money somehow. But they did say cosmetics, so it's a scam. I mean, it's still Twitter though, but I refuse to call it X, because they got this thing called videos, blank, you know, fill in the gap videos.
Definitely there. At this point, I believe there's over 11 or 12.
Oh yeah, I definitely did not. Okay, yeah, I did do the pre-registration, and it's free too. And you can, and there's gonna be a lot of cosmetics too. So I wonder how that's gonna go.
Nothing good can come to the gaming.
They might copy the same formula from GTA. Actually, it just makes more sense.
Journalists at the Gamer, who have said Ananta isn't anime GTA 6. It's a creatively bankrupt gacha game. Now, of course, like
it's not even gacha. And this was 2024 too. Damn, that aged poorly.
Kind of a funny joke, but there's a lot of other aspects to this that people are discovering and they see being pulled from other games and put into one setting, which normally is a very good thing. But of course, they're calling it a gacha game as well. They assumed, without any confirmation, this was a gacha game. It never.
I think a lot of people assume that. Not gonna lie.
Isn't it great to see a journalist?
How much microtransaction will it have? I'm going to assume like the levels of GTA. That's where I'm assuming it to be. If it's going to be free, because I mean yes, you have to spend like, was it like GTA 5? Like you have to spend like $60 for that if you got like full price. I'm just using borderline $60, but yeah, I'll pause that really quick. But I would assume it's gonna be like, you know, I would assume if they're not going to do that, I'm assuming if they're going to do microtransactions and have an online mode, which that would be pretty cool. They may charge like $40, and they may have the same type of microtransactions as they do in GTA 5 online. That's how I would probably see how they're going to try to do it. If it actually goes the way I'm thinking of, then they may have just won over hundreds, if not thousands of people Maybe even like to the pre-registrations that they had. I know that's not a lot of people are going to be able to play it day one, but that's still a very big number regardless. But let's get on to the rest of the video, I should say.
All games. This is the exact type of thing they're condemning. They took obviously a lot of aspects and inspiration from Pokemon, and they cheer this on, but with Ananta, they're very, very upset and condemning it. Very, very ironic. But anyways, they call this game, Ananta, something that feels hollow. It sucks. Games can look this good and feel so hollow. And they mention that they're taking swinging and parkour mechanics from Insomniac's Spider-Man titles. Oh boy. We'll see.
Dude, I fucking knew that was going to happen.
Right now, where we have viral posts like this with
you going to play Pokopia? What the fuck?
Hey Insomniac, can I copy your homework looking game?
The homework.
How do these gacha games get away with straight up ripping off Spider-Man, not saying swinging mechanics shouldn't be done, but these are literally the Spider-Man 2 animations. Yeah, leave the billion-dollar company alone. There's a lot to unpack here. I mean, number one, like we already talked about, this is not a gacha game. So they're using gacha in an inflammatory way to try to, I don't know, try to insult the game, but it's just not true. It's not a gacha game. So also people are saying Sony lawyers looking at the new Ananta gameplay footage. Like there's something there that they should file a lawsuit over. And then you have people saying you're effing joking, referring to other similar mechanics. And this person says, I hope Insomniac sues the ever-living F out of them. Now this might seem stupid without an explanation, but I'll give you a brief reason why this is so dumb. They published the official gameplay trailer on the PlayStation YouTube channel. So if Sony had an issue with anything to do with this
Sony's
game,
just like being like, that's money we're gonna get.
Promote it and
have you not heard of the Pokemon Pokopia game? I'll be honest with you, Midnight, I have not. Also, ignore that part right there. That's one of the roommates being very loud playing a football game. Really loud, I should say. But I have not seen the Pokopia. Pokopia. Let me check that out. Bro, Midnight, all I see is food. What the fuck? But I do see the thing from Pokemon though. You said, trust me, it's not a good looking game. I'll just trust you on that. I'll just trust you on that.
Publish it. I literally cannot believe these are sentient human beings saying these things. And if you keep breaking it down, you can also see that NetEase is a part of this. And of course, they work closely with Sony, and Marvel Rivals made them a huge stack of cash. And then we're getting into a more detailed explanation. I think this does a really good job, so I'm going to read through.
To have your question in the second paragraph, Ananta is a heavily advertised, marketed by Sony. Sony owns Insomniac, NetEase published, and Ananta, I can't even say that. It's also partnered up with Marvel and produces arguably the most popular Marvel game of the recent years. NetEase and Sony have a high-profile partnership back in 2021. So if there was really a problem, Sony would be the ones to sue. Yeah, hang on. Wait. They can't sue them because they're owned by Sony. It'll be Sony suing Sony. Holy shit.
Through this really quick. To answer your question in the second paragraph.
Essentially what I just read really quick by speed running my...
Sony would have been the
yeah, I was just speed reading.
Evidently, Sony is just fine with it. Not only fine with it, but supportive of it. Sony likely gave NetEase their explicit permission to use the Spider-Man mechanics, probably even asked some Insomniac devs to help with the implementation. You can now have your opinion about how it's one-to-one. It looks, and I agree, but it's a nothing burger. The parties involved, based on available facts, likely consented to it. I mean, if these partners here had any issues, if Sony had any issue, they would have done something. They wouldn't have allowed this to happen. So I don't understand the amount of bootlicking for Sony and people encouraging them to sue or in some...
Oh my god, that's crazy right there. What was that? Midnight? Also, Palworld is doing a Stardew Valley sim. What the fuck? Dude, post that like in the Discord so we can react to that and look into that. Or even just tag me on Twitter if you have that stuff. I usually tell chat to do that, because that's how I'm able to get a lot of this news segments and all that stuff that we could talk about every Sunday.
Insomniac, which of course
FX.
is owned by Sony to take some sort of legal
Or you could just like, put it on, the Discord. That also works too, Midnight.
Self-defeating.
There's like multiple options.
Someone that you're working with. It makes no sense, especially when there's a positive result going. But
Jesus Christ.
Are seeing these slight comparisons and freaking out. It's like
that was not what you thought it was right there. If you heard that.
Who is whining
Please don't say that. I know I said something to Batman at one point. Like, what the fuck?
And the swinging motions. These are likely the same people who condemn Nintendo's lawsuit against Palworld. So I think there's a lot of hypocrisy. I would just assume if you saw someone mad at Ananta for this, you should also assume that they're cool with Nintendo. Otherwise, they're a massive hypocrite. So it's just very, very weird. But of course, you have these very aggressive posts we looked at encouraging lawsuits against Ananta. And you have posts like this describing very clearly the stakes that we're talking about here and how ridiculous these posts really are. How do these people respond who have been attacking Ananta? Oh, they don't want to have a real discussion. They say, this is the most copium post I've ever seen, LOL. There's no reason to even try and argue with these people. They've made their minds up. This is the average social media user. They make their mind up about something, and they just don't want to hear.
It's crazy that every time I look at Twitter, it's always people arguing against other people in the most civilized way possible.
Confirming what was previously stated in that long post.
First, I posted in Discord under the news segment. Hang on, let me find it right there.
At Tokyo Game Show and possible conflicts with Spider-Man plagiarism complaints, they told me there's no issue for similar reasons. And here's Mark Kern, an OG WoW dev, saying OG Blizzard was never original. Our formula was to take what works.
It should be under called news coverage. That's where you'll be posting that in the Discord for any kind of stuff that you want me to cover.
Ananta is just doing what Blizzard did, and also what I would assume a lot of other developers are doing as well. It is perfectly normal to take inspiration from other games to see what's working for them and try to incorporate it in your own game. As long as you're not completely copying the entire thing one-to-one, start to finish, every aspect of the game, I think you're going to be okay. And again, a lot of the people whining about Ananta are the same ones who are whining about Nintendo suing Palworld, so very ironic. Also, as pointed out here too, we're going to have a tourist issue. I guarantee there's going to be a big tourist issue, as with any anime-themed game or any...
yes, the good old thing, the fan service from anime.
It's going to get a lot of attention. And
it's Twitter again, shit.
Already starting to show up. This user's basically saying, can we talk about the fact that there's too many characters getting fan serviced? Saying, is this character even wearing a suit? Oh, and this character has revealing spots, and they're wearing plastic instead of a real suit. Please tell me y'all's opinion, and we should be respectful towards each other, okay? Thanks for reading. We're not doing this here. We're not going to start whining about fan service in Ananta, okay? I think it's very obvious they're trying to play into that at least a little bit. We're not going to have the same repeats of
again, as I said, Twitter is the most civilized place in the... I'm not just fucking with you guys. It's not. It's not. It's fucking not, guys. It's fucking hell times 2.
Alter how things are going to be presented for everyone else, the vast majority of people who might be playing this game who do not have an issue with these things. And if they do have an issue, they'll be normal enough to just, I don't know, not engage with it. And even in the game, it sounds like a lot of the outfits, that's what you're going to be paying for in terms of microtransactions. So if you don't want to buy revealing outfits, then literally close your wallet and don't do it. But anyways...
Not wrong, Midnight, not wrong.
As always, feel free to share your thoughts about today's topics in the comment section down below. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next time.
Well, shit, man, that looked fun. Yeah. Oh boy.
Always in the wrong, knowing where we stand.